Hello, welcome back to Ogie Farm. It's a beautiful evening tonight, June 8th today. Summer is here and the garden has burst into life. It's been really busy last couple of weeks. Loads of food coming out here and lots to keep on top of. So I'm just sitting in front of a couple of our rows of cut and come again salad crops. We've got the kale over there, and then we've got a lettuce mix here, which we're harvesting every week or so with a cut and come again method. So I mentioned in my last video when we planted these out how the cut and come again works. Really simple. It's just a case of stripping the oldest leaves from the plant to use for salad, and leaving the younger leaves then to grow to the right size, to the right age before stripping them, and the process continues. What that does is it perpetually keeps the plant in a sort of younger state than it otherwise would be. It staves off the reproductive phase where the plant will bolt and the leaves will become bitter, and just extends the useful life for us as sort of market gardeners of a salad crop. Now, of course, that doesn't last forever, but you get you get a really good harvesting window out of it, and it's the best way we found of growing salad, and the way that works best for us. So we're at a little bit of a transition point here at the minute. Our lettuce, after some dry spells and a lot of heat, a lot of sun, we've had a few plants start bolting. Basically, we've gone through, I think we've had about 5 or 6 harvests from these lettuce rows, so they're pretty much spent. I think we're going to get one more harvest. Yeah, probably one, maybe 2 if we're lucky from some of the last remaining plants, before pulling them out, replacing them with plants from the greenhouse. So I've got one tray here just to show you of a lettuce mix. Not a great germination rate actually, but we've got about 4 or 5 of these, some with their germination rates. So we've got enough to plant out. This is where I always like to, put probably double the seeds that I expect I'll need in the trays. So you've got that insurance then, seeds cheap, but leaving a bed unused for a week or 2 while you catch up is no fun at all. So the cut and come again method, easy peasy. Things to keep in mind: you want to ideally be harvesting early in the morning. It stresses the plant out a little bit by harvesting those leaves. So ideally ideal to pick them early in the morning and give it a nice deep watering if you're going through a drier spell. Give it that time then to bounce back 6-7 days and then come back and harvest again. Alternatively, and what I often do is you can do it late at night. It's whatever works best for your schedule. Morning's always going to be the best. If you do harvest in the middle of the day, you want to be careful to get those leaves out of the sun very quickly, so they don't wilt. Keep them nice and fresh for as long as possible, and also water the plants, as quickly as you can after harvesting to help them bounce back for that next crop. As I say, you want to space your harvests out by about 7 days, 6-7 days at a time. You'll know from your plants. You'll see when they're ready to harvest again, and it's all kind of a rule of thumb, You can, as long as you're watching, seeing how your plants are bouncing back, seeing what kind of growth they're putting on, then that's the best way to judge it, because sometimes you can harvest earlier. If the weather's been ideal, you might be able to push that to 4 or 5 days and the plant will stay perfectly healthy. Eventually, though, the plants will bolt, or they'll just start to age out and get a little bit bitter, in which case, at which point you want to replace them. So our remaining lettuce plants here, as you can see, we've got a few gaps in the row, and that's where plants have bolted, and we've removed them. There we are. If I angle it down the row like that, it's a bit easier. So we've got 3 rows of lettuce growing, and as you can see, another thing we found with the market garden, first year we're working on this garden, is that we've had much stronger growth at the bottom of the beds, which you'd expect as the nutrients are rushing down. So we're going to try and address that over this season and certainly into next. But the key thing to note really with this is that the gaps that have popped up are basically plants that have bolted. You can see a couple of the plants further down the row are in the process of bolting as well. So we're going to get our last useful leaves off those, and then what I usually do is I feed them to the chickens. They make for good chicken feed. The chickens love messing around with them, so they don't go to waste. Sorry, the midges are a nightmare. I made this video earlier, but my phone died halfway through, so great stuff. I'm going to make it now, covered in midges. Anyway, we'll make it a quick video, so I can save myself these flies. In terms of the cut and come again approach with kale, you want to be keeping kale covered with insect netting year round. I've only removed it for the harvest and to do a little bit of work weeding, but it'll be going back on now before I leave the garden tonight, because otherwise it will get devoured by pests. As I say, you want to be picking the older leaves, which will be the ones further down the stem, support the main stem of the kale, and just peel them off. I usually do it by hand. You can use scissors if you prefer, or a knife, but yeah, you can just peel them off by hand. Try not to, try to make it as clean a cut as possible, and off you go with a handful of kale. Easy as that. So as I say, I could probably have left a couple more leaves on that. You don't want to strip it completely, but that'll be fine. Just leave it enough leaf coverage to continue to photosynthesize and bounce back, and that'll be ready again to pick in 6 days to a week's time, possibly 10 days because it's a little bit of a smaller plant. But as I say, you keep an eye and pick it as and when it looks ready, really. This is Cavolo Nero, an Italian variety. Really lovely dark green leaves. Great kale for eating fresh salads or for cooking. Holds its shape and colour really well. So, and it's grown very strongly. Really resistant to pests and disease from our experience, and highly recommended. Okay, and the same theory applies to lettuce. As you can see, we've got a few varieties here. This is, I believe, Lola Rosa, which is one of my favourite varieties. I think it's probably my favourite lettuce variety to grow for cut and come again salad. What you want to be doing is removing the older leaves while leaving the younger leaves. The younger ones will be in the middle, and the older ones will be further down and around the edges, as you can see. So you just support the main, the middle, the younger part of the plant, and remove the older leaves. So these are probably a little bit bigger than you'd ideally want. As I say, we are at a transition point where we are pretty much taking off the last usable harvest here. As I say, yeah, leave enough enough leaf cover on the lettuce for it to continue to photosynthesize and recover within 7 days, which this would be absolutely fine. Now, for me, I think I'm going to be coming back tomorrow and stripping whatever remaining leaves we have off here, and the plants which are still sweet enough, we can bag up the salads and sell those as the last ones of this batch before replacing with the younger plants ready to go in now tomorrow. And any which have turned bitter, which some of them will have, certainly these large ones in the back, we'll just go to the chickens then. So yeah, that's Lola Rosa. And this is a red salad bowl variety. As you can see, the leaf is much looser, much more, like frillier, less defined. So in terms of harvesting that, again, you can use scissors to trim it, or a sharp knife. But for me, I just like to come in and just pull off clumps from around the base where you know the oldest leaves will be, and then leave the heart of the plant, and that'll bounce back in 7 days and ready for the next harvest. We've trialled a few different lettuce varieties, with this being the first time that we've grown on this scale for cut and come again salad, and I would recommend using Salad Bowl and Lola Rosa, as they are the ones that perform best for us, at least. Easiest to stop from bolting, and very productive and really nice taste, and they keep well in the fridge as well, which is always handy. So as I say, I would highly recommend growing salad leaves. For me, in terms of the difference between what you get in the shops and what you get growing it fresh like that, it's above and beyond. It's the best. It's the best one. The difference and how long it lasts, yeah, it's night and day. So I would highly recommend doing it. And for me, Lolarosa and Salad Bowl have been the best. Now, it's a little bit biased because we've been selling the lettuce bags, and they are two varieties that have kept really well in the fridge. If you're going to be growing on a small scale like us and selling salad bags, then it's a logistical challenge in getting them picked, washed, bagged, and, you know, sold in a quick enough sort of turnaround, especially if you're doing it on your own, or, you know, maybe two people on a sort of small holding as we are. It's hard work. It's hard work. So getting those extra couple of days where it'll last and maintain its quality in the fridge is a really good attribute. And I found Lolarosa and Salad Bowl varieties really good for that. So, cut and come again. Yeah, brilliant. As I say, we're trying a lot of different things in the market garden here this year to see what works best for us for streamlining for next season. Well, I mean, from this season really, but certainly for next season to, you know, take forward the things that work and leave behind the things that don't. And I think the fresh salad it's the clear winner so far. Sells really well. The quality is outstanding. Once you get your timing down, then it's not too hard to keep on top of. You need to make sure you are sowing seeds every week or 2 weeks really at the latest, and replacing the plants as they bolt or as they age out. You'll know, because if you're working in the garden, you'll be nibbling on the leaves as I do throughout the day. It's just such a handy snack. And yeah, some of the plants, when they age out, they will just get a little bit bitter. You'll notice. I quite like the flavour, but you know, you don't want to be selling that as a bag salad. Then it's not what people expect when it's time to replace. So yeah, cut and come again salad, brilliant. I guess just to summarise, you want to be picking the older leaves, supporting the centre of the plant as you do so to protect the younger leaves, and leaving enough for it to photosynthesize and bounce back then within about 7 days for the next harvest period. Ideally picked first thing in the morning, you know, before dawn, or yeah, not long after really. Alternatively, you can pick it late at night. You don't want to be picking in the middle of the day for the health of the plants and for the quality of the product. I have done, and you really do notice a difference. And make sure to succession plant. Make sure to be planting new seeds every week, every fortnight at the latest, and keep on top of that. Continually replace your tired, aged outdoor bolting plants with new ones, and yeah, you'll be on to a winner. Anyway, I'm being eaten alive by midges. It's a beautiful evening though. I think if I walk fast enough, I can probably enjoy it without being more midgy than man. But I hope that was useful. Hope you enjoyed. I haven't made a video in a couple of weeks. Just things been getting on top of us. Very busy here, as you can imagine, in summer. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again.